Hi, I'm Brandon Schmidt.
And I'm Patrick Tate.
And I'm Austin behind the camera.
We're out at Clear Lake today looking for the curly-leaf pondweed. The scientific name of curly-leaf pondweed is Potamogeton crispus.
Its origin is Asia, Africa, Australia, and Europe.
Curly-leaf pondweed looks like this. Curly-leaf pondweed is usually found in eastern Minnesota, northeastern, and southeastern Minnesota, but we're hoping to find some today.
Mid-1800s is when it first came to the U.S. It could have possibly been imported as an aquatic or ornamental or introduced accidentally with fish stocking operations.
Curly-leaf pondweed grows in early spring and then dies in midsummer. Grows in fall and winter and then dies in midsummer. The reproduction stage is the buds begin in the fall and then grow throughout the winter, even during the ice in the cold Minnesota, and then it blooms in late spring and then dies out in late July.
It takes out native plants by outgrowing it. Curly-leaf pondweed is a producer that invades other plant life that is native. This form of competition, LLPW, provides cover for fish. Waterfowl feeds. Some waterfowl feed on the seeds. Diving ducks often eat the winter buds.
The species doesn't really have any special adaptations that are not common with other water plants. The reason why curly-leaf pondweed thrives in its life cycle is that it starts to germinate in the fall and grows during the winter. So by the time spring comes around, the curly-leaf pondweed is already grown, and that doesn't give native plants a chance to grow.
The local food web is some waterfowl eat the seeds. It serves for some fish as cover, and diving ducks often eat the winter buds. Economic, it does damage the boat motor propellers. And social, provides food and shelter.
Some management controls for curly-leaf pondweed are you can use herbicides to kill it and drag the bottom of lakes to dig up the weeds. You cannot stop the seeding process. They try to dig up the weeds, then cross-pollinate old native species until the damaged weeds are gone. It's a 2 to 3 year process, and some things you can do to help out the native species are to not pollute the lakes, ponds, and streams where curly-leaf pondweed could take over the native species.
This is where you would find curly-leaf pondweed in Minnesota. And right now, Austin and Brandon are trying to find some curly-leaf pondweed.
Here I am going into the cold Clear Lake on May 5th, 2013.
Ooh,
The
cold.
temperature outside might be 50. It's a bit nippy.
Have you had any luck finding any curly-leaf pondweed?
I am looking, but I have not found any yet. Here's Austin trying to find some curly-leaf pondweed. Patrick's also looking through the water.
Holy potatoes! Look! I found some curly-leaf pondweed!
This may be a first ever. We found the curly-leaf pondweed in southwestern Minnesota. Austin, what are your takes on this?
It's a breaking image, Brandon. All I'm finding is water and sand.
Good job, Austin. Patrick, how's it going over there?
I'm freezing!
Whoa, look at that curly-leaf pondweed and the bubbles it's making. That must be from some fish. Those are some crazy fish.